doesn't know how to how to do finger guns. So it's like, hey man, yeah, I'll see you later. It's like, yeah, no problem. So what was
monster.
that? You know. If I were to be a food, I'd be a cosmic brownie.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, it's like she's cute, she's small, but she'll make your stomach hurt.
Oh,
After 2
that's
hours.
weird.
I love
Or you're like
that.
those sickly sweet. Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
I'm a sickly sweet.
You're gonna kill them with kindness. That's what it is.
I feel like I'm like a really greasy food, like a
Something that, like,
street corn
slips.
slathered in butter.
You're an elote.
Mayonnaise. Yeah, I'm like elote, like with this hot sauce all over it. It's just like dripping.
My first question is, how do you feel today?
I feel... Oh, I did wake up with my throat being a bit, sick. But honestly, I woke up and it was raining. And it was so nice and it was so cozy. And I actually read this morning. And I liked my book so much that I just continued reading instead of, like, going on my phone for, like, 3 hours. And, like, had breakfast with my grandma. So I feel good. And then I felt very excited to come here and hang out with my gals. With my lads.
And I feel better than I did before, honestly. I woke up and I was, like, anxious about going to work because I'm still very new and I still, like, hate it. And that made me feel like, oh my gosh. And I was like, oh, I'm really stressed about having to do something before.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I came here and I was with all of that just went away. And I feel very like, oh, I'm really happy to, like, be amongst friends. No, it's so good.
Yeah.
Feeling good. Bitter.
I'm not feeling great, but I'm feeling better being here. But in general, I'm very horrible lately, like mood and shit, because I'm grieving my relationship. I think it's over, pretty sure. I wouldn't know because I was abandoned. So I'm very reeling through emotions of anger and then like intense despair. So, and it's kind of hard to pull me out of that moment even when I'm with friends. So, but whatever. Yeah.
Thank you. So my second question, I asked you to like wear something you feel like comfortable in and feels like represents you the most, right? And so my question is, why did you choose this outfit that you're wearing each and every week?
Well, I feel like this is an outfit I wear a lot. I think everyone has seen me wear this all the time. I've got this cardigan, like, I don't even know why I got this like 6 months ago, and I really love the color.
Show the back, it's very
cute.
cute.
The back is really cool. Has storks on it. Can you see it?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know. I think I got it with one of you guys.
It was with me, I think.
Yeah?
With Nitty?
Yes. So I guess it was like around this time last year I got this.
Damn.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Life comes at you fast. You know? I don't know. I wear this a lot, and this shirt is a shirt I've had since I was like 15. My best friend from my hometown made this for me, and it's a screen print, like a drawing that she made of Amy Winehouse. And I love.
She drew it?
Yeah, this is a drawing she made and like she printed
That's
on
really
it.
good.
Yeah, I know. And I love the pink. Pink is like my favorite color. And I've had this shirt for so long. I like cut the sleeves because the sleeves were so disgusting. And then like just, I don't know. This is something I gravitate towards. So I love this shirt because it's like it's Claire but it's also Amy. And I also have this necklace. It's a family necklace. So this is why I wear it. I get a lot of questions about this, like, oh, are you religious? And I'm like, I don't know, but I think the necklace is cool. And my grandma likes that I wear it, so I wear it for her.
Honestly, when you said that, when you were like, okay, so for the fit, I want you to wear something that, like, you represents you or you feel comfortable in, that sent me spiraling. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, what represents me? What do I feel comfortable in? Because I feel like there isn't really one outfit that represents me because I have so many different, like... I was like, oh, what would people think that I would... Like, I feel like I would wear a skirt, really, if I was being, like, a dress or a skirt. That seems like... because I'm quite feminine, I would say, in my like appearance. This just felt, honestly, I was just like, you know what, fuck it, and I just grabbed. So honestly, it's a bit random, but I do wear this quite a lot.
Those are the Isla pants.
Isla pants, yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
those are the Isla. Those are pants.
pants.
Yes,
I got
they,
20 even.
they are my pants. I did purchase them €10 in the sale, actually.
Where are they from?
Bershka, I think.
I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
I was like, Bershka, right?
I know, but they're €10, and I was like, these aren't very me, but I'll get them, and they've become me
Yep.
because I wear them all the time.
That's a very interesting choice to make. These aren't very me, but I'll get them.
Right, and then
For
they
10
just-
eurons, I get.
Yeah.
and then I don't know, just cropped, because I wear everything's cropped for me all the time.
Even
Yeah.
in the winter.
Even
In the winter, I will suffer through
Yeah.
to wear a little crop number.
I guess I want to channel being like more glam, I guess. I want to be glam. That's my ultimate goal in life, is like I want to be like a glam mom who's like out of it, like and that's what I want to. I also wear these jeans a lot. This is all generally a 1970s vibe, which I don't generally channel, but like it
feel like
totally
you wear
suits
it a
me.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice turtleneck.
And then like
Yes.
this is like sleeveless.
Oh.
It's very like basic, like
I know.
Sharon Stone, Basic Instinct.
Yes.
Yes,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And like cropped, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. I'm silver jewelry. 'Cause that's my favorite.
Wait, I need to mention my socks. I'm sorry.
They're
Yeah.
good.
Di- Dalmatian socks.
Oh my god, I didn't see that.
Because I will get a Dalmatian at some point. But
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
really a funky sock kind of person, but these ones just spoke to me for...
Margot, you have cats.
Yes, I was gonna say, I was like, I didn't want to steal your
That's
thunder.
really fun.
But these are socks from my friend Maddie. She got these for me when I was like 17, and like I should throw these away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
They
are
are-
looking at the tears.
They
on
have
them.
Oh,
are
God.
on their last leg, but they have like, I don't know. I love these socks. I love that they say cats. I love cats. I love the color. I love who gave them to me, so I'm gonna wear them till I can't.
Nice.
That's what I do. I wear
You're
things.
sentimental.
I'm a very
Yeah.
sentimental
Yeah.
hoarder person.
Yes.
If you give me like a receipt to something, I will probably keep it
That's
till
Wonderful.
I die.
Oh, I don't. I wear these in spite of who got them for me, to be honest. So,
There we go. They're opposites right here.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have a role model, but anyone, I guess, who is like hot and smart and has like a good job that they don't hate, and is like enthralled by like not whack things. Like someone who I like anybody who's smart. Basically, I want to be like a prominent intellectual or something like that one day, maybe. People who capitalize off of like their intelligence, hot. Those are my role models.
We have like a family friend from Pittsburgh. Her name's Holly, and she's always just been like the coolest person I've known. I've known her since I was 7 or 8, and she lived in our neighborhood, and she was studying law, and she was just the coolest human being. Like, I was like always had such cool clothing, like knew so much like history about what she was wearing as well, was super smart, obviously was like studying to go to law school, and then passed her bar, and but she had like lived this full life and had so many experiences and like never stopped doing that. Like she kept moving, she went like, and now she like has a house in Mexico with a hot Italian boyfriend, with a dog, and like doesn't have children. I think honestly, even though I probably will have children, spoiler if that's a question that you will ask. Okay, great. But it's like I do admire people who don't have kids, because I feel like that is still very much like frowned upon, maybe like less so, but it's like she gets to do whatever the fuck she wants, and she's happy, and she has her own career, and she did a lot of cool stuff on her own, and now she gets to like share that with somebody, and she's also like just hilarious and hot. So
I love it.
that's who I aspire to be. Maybe I won't like follow in her footsteps, but definitely I think I just look up to women who like travel to just. I think that's why I like my mom, I guess, as well. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. You're not gonna follow the norm, and you're gonna go.
the only person that has ever come to mind that I've kind of had any sort of fixation on is Audrey Hepburn. And I'm not sure if that makes her a role model. I guess so, because
I think it counts.
I think so, because it was that I initially, it was just because I thought she was beautiful. I don't think she's that good of an actress, honestly, or wasn't. But but there was something very captivating about watching her, and I had her movies on DVD and would watch them all the time. And then I found out that she was a genuinely good person, and she devoted her life to UNICEF and like so she was like, she's just like a good person. I think it probably comes down to the thing of like, I was kind of led to believe that you're either a good person, a smart person, a decent person, or you're beautiful and hot. There's not both. And she was probably the first person other than the women that I knew who were both, but like you can...
Maria's on Instagram.
No, I'm writing my therapist. I'm writing to
Maria's
my
therapist.
on Twitter. Okay, when I was a teenager, I was doing a lot of bad things. I was doing hella drugs. I was being abused mentally and sometimes physically by a fucking gay person, a gay man. I have a lot of anger actually about those years. So I think it directly influences the way I am now, because I'm running away from that person. Like, I don't want to be that person. Never want to be that person again. I have a lot of like anger. I feel like those were wasted years where I could have been like good at school, and I could have like assured a better future. Like, it was like this whole domino effect of like, I lost myself and went down a hole of like partying and boys and drugs and shit. It's like so like, ugh. So yeah, I want to be like the opposite of that. Like, I want to achieve shit now and like be good at some shit and not focus on like the pleasures of life, I guess.
Do you have any regrets about like that time of your life?
I regret destroying my brain with pills. I regret the people I hung out with because they were so dumb. They wasted my time. I regret the people that I dated, for sure. They were bad for me. And I regretted how, like, I just didn't give a fuck. I fucked off school.
I feel like sometimes I'm still a teenager, but not because of my emotions or just, how I'm reacting to things. Because, like, I still like a lot of the same things I did in high school. Like, I listened to musical theater. I was, like, listening to my playlist on the way over here, and it just, like, brings me back to when I was, like, 16. I was, like, total typical teenager of, like, in my room practicing my Tony Awards speech. Like, rehearsing, like, musicals, and, like, I was, like, in it. I was in it. And I'm like, I still... Not as much. I feel like I still was, like... Kind of have, like, a similar sense of humor. I'm definitely, like, a bit more chill. I had a good head on my shoulders then. I think I have a good head on my shoulders for the most part now.
I think I've just learned a lot from being a teenager of, like, what not to do. Mainly when it comes to relationships, and, like, when I went to, like, friendships and relationships, and how I let my romantic relationships affect my friendships, because that was a huge part. I had a really great childhood and teenhood up until a very specific year, and it just then everything, and I feel like from that moment that was a huge shifting point in my life. And it was mostly, when I think about it, it was mostly to do with how I prioritized my relationships over friendships. And I think as I've got older, I've realized that at this point in my life anyway, I really shouldn't be doing, like, I think friendships are so much more important to me than my relationships are. But for some reason I still just let it rule me. For some reason I let, like, and it's men, because that's the relationships that I've had have been with men or boys, whatever, and I really let that rule me for some reason. And that's something that I think I'm getting better at, but it's still, that's really affected me.
Yeah, because also, like, in our worldview, relationships are seen as more important than friendships.
It's like the end goal is to find that person who's like, I'm not looking for that person right now anyway. So these people, as much as I still value them, I don't think that they're, like, incidental in any way, because they're still human people and they still matter to me and I care about them, but I shouldn't let that go above my friendships and the people that I hopefully want to keep forever if I nurture them.
If you could like say something to your younger self, to a younger version of you, what would you tell them? The one you want to say the most.
No. Okay, the one who needs to hear is my 10-year-old self. You're gay and it's okay. No, I'm She was extremely, like, gay, though, that little girl. Yeah. I guess what I would tell her is, like, you're really cool. Hang on to it.
Yeah. Really. I think, like, how young I'm gonna go. Maybe, like, 17. 18 would be, like... I think it would just be, like, good job. Like, you didn't prioritize a relationship over something you wanted to do.
Feels very, very personal, actually, Margot.
No. It was like
very pointed.
You know where I'm thinking of, like,
your tone's very pointed.
I would never say that. I would never say that. I would never say no. I don't know. I think like because I was put in a situation of like I was in a relationship at a pivotal time of me moving to Paris, and it could have like gone of like breaking up, doing long distance, which I did, or staying in my hometown in Pittsburgh to be with this person. And I feel like some people, or not some people, but maybe there was this idea of like, that's what I should have done. And I'm so glad I never like sacrificed anything I wanted to do for the other person, and they never had to do it for me either. I just think I'd be like, good job. So, I don't know, nothing so bad has happened to me where I feel like I have to like hold on to my younger self and be like, what have you done? You know?
Not yet.
That's the thing. Like, you might have to be spoken to me like now and from the future and be like, who's to say? You know?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yours is a great one, I think, is that like being probably around like 13, 14, I did not give a fuck what anybody thought. I was very like silly and like did not take myself seriously, did not care what I looked like, didn't care about anything, and that made me very cool. Even though I wasn't cool, it just made me a good time to be around, and I feel like I have so lost that. Like I care so much what people think about me. And as an actor, that's really fucking hard. My 14, 15, 16-year-old self, I would be like, don't like stop taking yourself so like stop caring so much. And now I would tell myself stop taking, but I know that was hard. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like especially as women, I feel like we all get put into boxes from like a really young age, and probably like the age you said, Isla, like 14 is like 12 12 to 14 is like the age where you like hit puberty and then you get put into boxes. What was the box you were put in, and have you like were you able to like break free of this idea in your head, because it's not about like what other people think of it, but like for you, or do you feel you're still like kind of trapped in it, and why?
So I've been placed in the weird girl box and like the bitch box a lot. And I don't fuck if I know, like that's never been a concern of mine. Although I do get pissed when people are like, she's a bitch. I'm like, it's just my face, and also like the fact that I probably exude an air of confidence, and people get bothered.
Yes.
God forbid a woman, you know.
Yeah, seriously.
But like, I used to be obsessed with boxes in general because I was obsessed with putting people into boxes, but also like I wanted to have an identity for myself. Like that was really important. So like for the stupidest things, like identifying as like a Slytherin, or like what Myers-Briggs type are you, or like what is your archetype in literature. This stuff, obsessed. I think I started doing away with the boxes like honestly the last 2 years, and I really could give a fuck. Like it's like the self is elastic. Like I'm gonna be different tomorrow, I'm gonna be different for the rest of my life, like, but also like unchanging in many ways, and that you could argue that that's like your core personality, but I don't know, everything's like fucking elastic and changeable, and it doesn't, like you could be with someone and they could be a completely different person by the end of a decade, you know?
Yeah.
And that happens.
I like that. The self is elastic. Yeah,
very nice.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Stretches and it doesn't go, you can't go back to your dimensions
Yeah.
after you've been
Yeah.
stretched.
I think, I was gonna, to piggyback off of to Maria, sorry. I've always, probably since I started doing theater, was like, oh, she's the clown. She's like, I was like the class clown. Not so much that I like got in trouble, but I was like always cracking jokes, always wanted to be like the silliest person in the room. And that has not stopped. Actually, I think it's gotten worse. Just gotten bigger classrooms and more people to feel like I can like, who can I entertain? I don't mind being in that box. I feel very comfortable in that box. I love that box. But do I love that box because I am so comfortable in it? Can't be mad at people not knowing that I have all these personal, inner, deep feelings, because do I show them? No. I don't. Of course I don't. But like, those are my feelings. And like, I think it was very surprising to people, I guess, when I like broke out of it, when I wrote a song and sang it in front of people, and I think, they were like, I didn't know you could be serious. I was like, oh, I didn't know you had this side. And it's like, of course, but I can't be mad at people for not knowing that I have like sad feelings, and I write about people that break my heart, and that is actually only what I write about. Like, I don't write anything happy. And it kind of does suck, because now I'm like, when like the 3 years I was in drama school, I was not given a dramatic scene. I'm a clown, and for the most part, I don't mind.
But the clown cries.
But the clown weeps at night sometimes, okay?
Do you remember those Facebook things where you would be tagged in your friendship group or in your class or whatever, and it'd be like, the funny one,
the
whore,
the
whore. Mine were also quite wholesome. They were never like, they were never like the whore.
Yeah.
Like
Her
this
Miami is like the
was,
meth head.
yeah, this was like in England. But it was, and mine was always the funny one, or like the class clown.
Yeah.
I can say that's a very American thing, but like those kind of things, and like that was like a
courtyard jester.
The courtyard jester, dance for me, monkey, dance. That was my box for a while, and those things were actually very telling about what box. Because sometimes I'd be like, oh, I didn't think that about myself. Like, and they tag you in these things. And I always wanted to be the pretty one, or the one that everyone wants to like kiss, or the one that was desirable. I always wanted to be that one, and I never was. I was always like the funny one, the silly one, the like goofy whatever. And then
funny girl trauma.
Funny girl trauma, indeed.
That's why you just we all have funny girl trauma.
Yeah.
And then it changed when I actually started getting a bit more attractive, and I started getting attention. I was like, oh my goodness. And I think I just took that and ran with it. It's more like a limitation I put on myself, where I won't. I'm very afraid of being perceived as undesirable or ugly in any way, like physically or emotionally.
When do you feel the most vulnerable?
Girl, when I'm naked in bed with a man.
Yeah? Oh.
That is the most disarming shit.
You ever go into a bathtub with a man?
Yeah.
It's like,
No
that's
space.
vulnerable. Do I let myself feel vulnerable? Probably.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
With men, though.
Oh, you don't think I let myself feel vulnerable with you guys?
No.
No.
Not fully. I think you make yourself available to. Well, I think we all make ourselves available to dudes in a way that we couldn't even like compute.
I rarely cry in front of my friends. I find that very difficult. Crying in front of your friends is so much harder than crying in front of someone you have like. I guess there is like a physical intimacy that does just like breach like a different like level within yourself. So like also I'm like, that's why you get into a relationship, so you can put all your dump, you can dump onto people. I'm not gonna do that to my friends. You're gonna be mad, but it's true.
I think we should. I think we need to learn to dump on everyone.
Oh, we should trauma dump.
That way we don't dump on one person and like
it's a little
get all upset and despaired and shit.
Yeah, little morsels.
Morsels. Nobody should have all of me, dude.
No.
I mean, this is quite a vulnerable situation.
Yeah.
I think I feel most vulnerable when there's like silence, because you know when you like just put, I always have to have like music on in the background of things, or like I Netflix on, or like a TV show or whatever on, so that I can't think fully, because if I do, it's like, oh my gosh.
In the morning with coffee, that is like the most like emotionally raw part of the day. Yeah, like that's where you're like, you set the tone for the day. Lately I've just been crying super hard to coffee, and then like I just get on. But like I never like, I don't want to cry at any other point of the day except that point. It's like my morning coffee and cigarette, and I'm just like, and then the rest of the day I'm like, okay. So that's like a really vulnerable point of the day. Okay. Don't know why.
I feel like,
couldn't tell you.
Point of day, for me, it's like 5 p.m.
5 p.m. hits?
5 p.m. in like August. I've just noticed that's when I'm like, no one talk to me, because I'm either losing my mind or reminiscing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, reminiscing. I'm yearning.
Real yearning hours.
Hard. Those are the yearning. It's like 5 to 7:30, and then it's like, all right, either you go into a total shithole or you leave the house. You know,
which one is it?
It depends.
I feel vulnerable when I eat in public. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
That's like, you could shoot me. You know, like,
I feel vulnerable when I have to
like,
tell someone I have to go to the bathroom.
Bathroom anxiety. Like
Bathroom,
public,
yeah.
Terribly disarming. When I have to balance a bunch of stuff in public, anything in public is
my god, when I have to like do that awkward like, oh sorry, that is my
moving through a crowd,
vulnerable. Yeah.
What is your biggest fear?
Oh god.
I was thinking about
I'll
that.
be brave. My biggest fear is being left again. My biggest fear is everyone dying at the same time. Also, that would be like insane, and it could happen in like a cataclysmic climate crisis. You know, like that's becoming more and more likely. So that's like a terrible scenario.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of like a huge tragedy happening. Like if like 2 of my family members were killed instantly in some accident. Like those are the things that I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like get despaired over.
My biggest fear is like more about fate. Like I'm so afraid that nothing will come of my life. Not like nothing, but like as in not the things that I have like hopes of and dreams of, that I'll just keep coasting and then get to a point where I'm like, oh my god, I'm like 85 and I really haven't done anything. All the things that I wanted to do, I'm terrified of that. Like I'm terrified of aging, of getting old, and of not accomplished. Because I'm actually really excited to be like older. I don't have any problems with being an older person. I just want to have something to show for it when I'm there.
Yeah, I feel like not succeeding or like never achieving.
Yeah.
That's so basic, but like it's
no, but
true.
It's not.
It's
it
like
is terrifying.
because like when you meet people who actually do the things that you want to do, and you realize how much work you have to put into it, or just being like, oh, you being the reason for your own failure.
Yes.
I think
like
it's like, because
back.
it's like, obviously you can be like, oh, I was never able to accomplish this because of this, that, and the third. It's like, right, but you could have sent out, you could have sent, there's always more emails to send. There's always more
something.
There's something you could have done, and like.
But that will drive you crazy.
It'll drive you, obviously it's gonna drive us crazy, and like there is a limit of like, you did everything you could, but versus like, not even being mad at the world, but it's not even justified because you didn't even try.
What do you do when you feel down?
Oh, that's cold. Sorry.
I let myself obviously just feel it, and like I think laying in bed, just really spending a lot of time in bed,
For sure.
and like eating your favorite snack, or just like, but then I think how I get out of it, I think, is cooking. I think cooking is always like a healing thing of like making yourself a meal. That's how I know when I'm on the road to recovery of like, I found enough effort to chop an onion and put it in a pan, and like it can be something so simple, and like taking yourself on a walk. Like you're a dog, you need to walk yourself, and like we should do it like probably
I don't do that enough.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful for me. It's like going and listening to music.
On a walk.
Yeah,
I need to do that more.
You should. You live in a beautiful neighborhood.
I do live in
Yeah,
a little town.
In a little town. Yeah, but also just like letting myself be sad to the point of like, all right,
Like giving yourself an end date.
being like
a
yeah,
block
after
to be
this,
sad.
like this is like okay, you have this day. You're gonna listen to Billie Eilish. You're gonna watch.
What Was I Made For on repeat?
Literally, What Was I Made For on repeat. You're gonna watch Normal People.
Watch Normal People is actually so.
I know this is so
when you're
like
down,
horrendous, and like you're gonna write some sad poetry
for sure,
and you're gonna get on with it because there's nowhere else to go.
A cup of tea solves
So
everything.
British.
No, but like really, like it really does. Because you know when you're like so down that you cannot do anything for yourself. It's like I've never seen Euphoria, but I remember you mentioned something about like
peeing.
yeah, her giving
Yeah.
herself a UTI because she literally not taking basic
Yeah.
care of yourself. For me, showering and like washing my hair and getting outside and even if it's just literally like opening the window and sticking my face out the window or like just getting some kind of air, sun, like vitamin D. That's like a huge thing. Being with people, like going for, even if you're sad with someone, it's so much better than like spiraling.
But I find that it's really hard for me to be sad in front of other people. Like I think I do hang out with people. I'll be feeling sad before, but I'm like, oh fuck, is this gonna ruin it? But then I'm with the people and I'm like,
and it goes away. That's
and
what
it
I mean.
goes away.
It's like I know sometimes you're too like you need to be like I can't because it's not gonna help. It's not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna bring them down. I'm like there's no need.
Yeah.
Being with people that you like trust and you care about. Yeah, people, tea, fresh air.
When do you feel the most beautiful?
Silence.
Gosh.
Okay. When I'm on top.
On top
Like during sexy.
of a person.
During sexy times. Because my boobs look amazing. That's when I feel like really good.
When I wear a dress that suits my body. I don't do it very often. Like, I wear dresses, but like something that's like tight. I feel like
the cherry dress.
the cherry dress.
Good dress.
See, the people can agree. I feel very beautiful then. I guess it's like unfortunately when I put on makeup, that's something where I'm
That's
like,
a big one.
it's like when I wear makeup, I'm like, oh my god, you look so pretty with makeup, and then I'm like, ugh, they won. I'm like, society won again, and then
put on mascara, dude.
I
Night
know,
and day.
I know, but like then it's like.
Sucks.
But then there's days where I feel like I'm like, oh, I don't need to wear makeup. You can feel beautiful without all these like materialistic things, but not on that part of the journey yet where I feel beautiful without things.
I feel most beautiful, I think, like in the summer when like I have a bit of a tan because like I hate being as pale as I am. I'm getting better at I'm getting better at being pale. And then like I'm getting more comfortable with it. But like when I have a bit of a tan, whether it's real or fake,
You'll never know.
I don't know. Sometimes you can't tell. Yeah. But in the summer, when it's like hot in the morning, if I've like taken good care of my skin the night before, and I have had my hair like in a braid or something, so it's not insane. But like when I wake up, you've been sleeping like naked. It's like I feel very natural but pretty, like but like. I don't know, like that's why when I feel the most beautiful and it's normally when no one's there. Yeah. and I'm just like, you just like look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, it looks so gorgeous, and then you go out and you're like, oh, it's gone, never mind.
Yeah. You try to take a photo.
Oh, never do that.
Yeah.
Never try and take a photo.
I've stopped trying to
Don't
take
do it.
photos of myself. Like I
Same.
really
Not like don't ever take a photo
Yeah.
of yourself, but I mean if you feel really gorgeous.
It's a way to humble yourself.
Have it for yourself
real
because
quickly.
it will ruin the
Selfies
day.
just don't work for me anymore.
Selfies are not for me.
Not the move
Me neither.
anymore.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Oh,
I love how nice girls are.
Mm.
Girls are super fucking nice.
But I love it when girls aren't nice. Because I think maybe this is being a British thing, whereas like everyone's just so like people pleasy. Maybe it's not even being British, I think it's just my family. Everyone's so nice to each other and will go above and beyond for each other, but to the point where it makes you kind of unhappy and a bit like, and it's annoying. It annoys me. I like seeing women who have really strong boundaries and who are very confident to be like, no. I think it's quite a rare thing for people to respect that without it coming across as like you just being a bit. Women with boundaries is just so I don't know.
So, yeah. It's,
Incredible.
what do I feel like there's always like an immediate solidarity, like unspoken one for the most part. It doesn't have, sometimes it doesn't have to go above and beyond, but there's just things that you obviously that you can talk about with women that you can't. I guess it's like we just all have an understanding that, and there's varying levels to it as well, but like we all have to just deal with a tinge more bullshit than the average like man. We understand the feeling of like getting stared at by men like every day, no matter what you're wearing. And it's like, since we all have this understanding of how the world treats us, we all kind of like just look out a bit more for the most part. But also like women aren't a monolith. They're so different, and then obviously culturally it's a different thing, but I feel like we all just understand the bullshit we go through for the most part.
Yeah, like being in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
I mean, being and it's a beautiful. It's like the Garden of Eden.
It really is. That's how the world would be if.
Literally.
Things were good and fair and right and true.
Yeah, no, not the Barbie movie. It'd be like the girls' bathroom at a club at like 3 a.m.
But that's what the Barbie movie was. It was the girls' bathroom everywhere.
I love the girls' bathroom.
It's a fun time.
It's a safe space.
Although actually, I had a bad girls' bathroom experience relatively recently. Yeah, I felt very, very judged by these like very beautiful girls who were probably very nice, but like it was one of those clubs where people were there purely to show themselves. Yeah. Very like straight club. I don't think I saw any like gay people, so I'm just saying for men and for flags.
Yeah,
that was a bit of a red flag, but it was. I'm just saying that because it was like the women were there in like very similar attire for men who were in very similar attire, and they were both just clearly showing off to each other, but pretending they weren't. And I felt so uncomfortable, and it was horrible. So that was, but that was a rare experience. Normally, it's not like that.
You're all gonna think of a compliment to say to each of you.
I think her superpower is like she is like very quick-witted, but more just like she can just. I think you're. I'm not gonna say patient. You are.
No, I'm not.
Not patient. But I think you have a desire to learn. I love seeing you, like, you ask questions. You're not afraid to ask questions and get down to something. I think, like, any other time I've been nervous to ask something, you're like, no, we're going to do it. You go towards things with, like, a tour de force, I would say. And, like, she's not afraid to ask questions and to learn, and she's just so intrigued, and you don't see one thing as like black. It's never black and white for you. Like you find the gray in everything, I would say, and like in a very good way where you're just like, yeah, you have I like your curiosity. Aww. I think that's a good thing to have. That's cute. And you have nice hair. and you have nice hair.
And this is gonna be really like emotional for me, so if I can't look at you guys,
okay.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go down. Okay, Isla, I think you're like incredibly kind. You're just like one of the kindest people I think I've ever met. You're just so like, I don't know, you're fucking really nice. Like, but like it's like genuine. Like you're genuinely like just you listen to people. Like you actually listen to people. It's really a miracle. Like because nobody actually listens to
no
this
one
world.
is listening.
And you're like constantly listening and like offering up your opinion. Like you are invested in the conversation. Like it's so rare. I think very giving of yourself, but like, it's like. A lot of times they don't deserve it, and that hurts me also. I'm like, because you're so good. So good. Yeah. And then Margie. Oh, Margie. I don't know. I think for you, it's like, you're just this silly Billy. Like, freaking, like, yeah, like what Isla was saying also, like, you get on with everybody, but like at the same time maintain your like authenticity. Like you're still yourself through these interactions, but you're also like you're like more certain of yourself than I was at that age, which is really impressive. Like, and you're very assertive, like also like, which I wouldn't expect from someone that looks like you, I guess. Like
Yeah.
Is it the cardigan?
You're
Yeah,
like,
I know.
you're like so nice, but then you are like very uncompromising when it's like your principle, like a principle gets violated, and you have like a very solid moral compass too. So it's like it's never unwarranted or unreasonable. You're also really reasonable.
You have this very unique, amazing ability to. It's like you read a room really well, and you know how to adapt yourself to every person. Like, I've never seen you not get on with someone. Like, you're so easy to get on with, but it's not like you don't compromise yourself. It's not like at the expense of your own like person. You have such a strong personality that it like holds through you being able to be different for everyone you're with. And you're super funny. Obviously, you're very funny, quick-witted, and you're just a good time. You're a good time.
I try my best. That's,
Yeah.
okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder. She is one of the most patient people I have ever met. Like, she
That's crazy.
tolerates so much bullshit. Just like, we have done so much stuff, and it feels like if I were to hang out with me sometimes, the people would lose their minds, and they have. But she has never freaked out on me, or just like, you just find so much compassion and other people, like, or just like, I don't know, you have a good worldview on your shoulders, and you're just very patient and compassionate, and you're very like reasonable. So I think that would be something. The more I got to know you, I'm like, damn, this girl's got a clear head.
I love how like you're just so unapologetically yourself. Like, you do not. It's not that because I don't know how you feel inside, but it feels like you don't give a fuck what people think about you, or even if you do, you're like, I don't care enough to change myself. And that's like something that I admire so much in you. I think it's so like unique, because I actually don't think I've met anybody.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people.
Not a lot of people like that. You're very unique in that way. It's like a wisdom, but it's not like, oh, it's a wisdom that comes with. I think you just inherently have that. Like, I can imagine you probably had that your whole life. Do you know what I mean? And even though I didn't know you, it feels like it's just something that comes from within you. And it's very nice. It's very like. I think you're very patient too. I think what you said about Maria,
Yeah.
I think you're both incredibly patient.
Yes. I think there's always this idea of friendship of like, I have a friend who like, we tolerate each other's bad behaviors and we kind of encourage it, but we don't, like, as a friend group, if we're like, I don't think you should text this person this out, or think about it, which is kind of rare. It feels like sometimes it's just people are like, yeah, do it, send him the nude at 3 a.m. and it's like, no, we're like, nah.
Maybe not.
Nah, let's think about the 3 hypotheticals that could happen and that could come with it, and how awful it would be, and then we go about it. So I think that's a general compliment for all 3 of us. Who wants to compliment themselves first?
I think as you started, you should start.
I would say, I guess, like, I'm very patient, but that's just seems like we just talked about that. So, God, I don't know. It's like everything you guys have said, I feel like I would just say it. So I don't know. Someone can I be come back to? Can come back to.
This is really difficult.
It's really, because I'm like, my mind goes blank. Yeah. And then it's when you're faced with the question of like, are you insecure? You want to be like, no, but then you can't, when you can't say.
But I hate myself. Is that count? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
it's a toughie.
We always will, as humans, struggle with self-esteem. Because I feel like it's not cool to like yourself or to be. It's like, even with this whole like self-love movement, it's still like
narcissism or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna compliment myself. Yeah. I think I like that I will die for a laugh. Like, I'll do anything to make someone laugh. Yes. I like that about me, because I'm like, I get a lot of reactions. I think I'm like my father in that sense, because my father was really like big entertainer.
You're just like your
father. So I'd say I don't take myself too seriously, but I do it to the point where like I know my worth, and like for the most part, and that's a journey, but I feel like I can like laugh at myself, and I will let myself feel my emotions, and then but also I feel like I'm really good at taking myself out of it and being like, okay, this is when you have to stop laying in bed for 3 days and write it down and go on a fucking walk and then go and do your things. And like, so I feel like I'm good at for the most part, I would say. I think not taking myself too seriously.
I think a compliment for myself. I think it's something that probably up until very recently I would never have said about myself, is that I think I am learning now to be less stubborn in my opinions and beliefs in general about the world and about people, and I'm a lot more flexible to trying new things and seeing new perspectives. And that's something that when I was like a teenager and growing up, I felt like if I had an opinion, I had to stick with it, whether or not, like, that I was very blind sighted, which can be a good thing as well. It can be very good to have like a very strong convictions in things, but I think I had it to the point where it would be like just not helpful. Like it would just be kind of like silly, and I wouldn't let and I think it closed me off to meeting new people and stuff. Whereas now I feel like I'm letting myself question things and absorb new people and new experiences, and I think I'm more open than I used to be, which is nice.